the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight on DC News Now at 5, the fight for the gavel. We'll bring you the latest from Capitol Hill as Republicans are still fighting over who will be the next speaker. And road to recovery, Damar Hamlin's first words since his injury and what doctors are saying about his improvement. Also, a commuter alert, what drivers should expect as construction begins on the Purple Line project. And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall, taking a look outside where we had another day of warm temperatures with highs around 60 degrees. Can we expect those warm temperatures to continue? Well, heading over now to meteorologist Damon Madsen with a check on the forecast. Hey, Damon, it's been a bit of a cloudy day throughout really most of the day. Can we expect rain or maybe even a temperature drop?
Yeah, Mark, we got a couple of things happening now as we go into the evening. We've had clouds, there's been breaks of sunshine as well, and some sporadic shower activity we're going to have to watch out for here this evening. The wide view over the last couple of hours shows those pockets of showers developing through Loudoun, Frederick counties, and then down across southern Maryland toward Fredericksburg. There's been another pocket of light rainfall, and this activity is because we're watching as a low pressure center moves out of the Great Lakes and then causes this rainfall to develop. Now, there was a time where this batch of rain that is now back toward Dayton and Columbia was all the way across Montgomery County over to Loudoun County, where there was a nice burst of rainfall making everything quite soggy, and we are still watching some development going on right over I-270, a patch of heavy rainfall right near Green Valley, so something to watch out for. And with these sporadic showers popping up, those road conditions could turn a little bit slick out there on you this evening, depending on where exactly this rainfall sets up. And there you go. We have another couple of showers moving into Charles and St. Mary's counties in southern Maryland. So that's just how spotty these showers are going to continue to be. Not everyone is going to see them, but we will continue to have our next best chance for those rain showers here over the next few hours up until about the 8 to 9 o'clock hour. Then most of the shower activity, especially to the east, will start to die down, but then off to the west across the mountains, we could see renewed chances for rain showers and then also some snow shower activity as we head toward your Friday morning. So should we expect things to stay this unsettled as we get into the day on Friday? And how much are these temperatures going to fall as we get into the start of the weekend? We'll have a check of that full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. House Republicans are still fighting over who will become the next speaker. It's now day 3 of voting, but GOP leader Kevin McCarthy won't end his bid for the gavel. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor takes a closer look.
Good evening. Despite endless negotiations and a political spectacle unlike any other in 100 years, McCarthy's long sought after path to the speakership remains uncertain.
A speaker has not been elected.
A core group of conservative Republicans continued their crusade Thursday to keep Kevin McCarthy out of the House Speaker's chair. Florida Republican Matt Gaetz even threw another name into the mix.
Donald John Trump.
Colorado Republican Lauren Boebert said McCarthy still hasn't budged on their demands to change House rules to give rank-and-file members more power.
It was never a personal issue. There is a trust issue for sure.
But McCarthy supporters like Illinois Republican Darren LaHood were more optimistic.
It does look a little dysfunctional and unorganized, but I think we're making progress.
Still, lawmakers from both parties, including Kentucky Republican James Comer, made it clear they're itching to get to work.
Let's focus on policy.
Without a speaker, the chamber cannot swear in new members, organize committees, or consider legislation.
We have to look at this for the outrage and the danger that it is.
Massachusetts Democrat Catherine Clark stressed this process hurts the American people as a whole by preventing lawmakers from setting up offices in their home districts and receiving important intelligence briefings.
It is just a matter of luck at this point that there is not something we miss.
But President Biden and Vice President Harris took a more lighthearted approach to the situation Thursday.
Following with great, how can I say it? Attention.
And lawmakers were hoping to wrap all of this up ahead of tomorrow's anniversary of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Well, we're learning new details tonight from doctors who are caring for 24-year-old Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin. While he still remains in critical condition, Hamlin is showing what they say is remarkable improvement. They also say that Hamlin appears to be neurologically intact after collapsing on the field during Monday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, doctors from UC Health Medical Center credited the immediate actions from not only both teams' medical staff, but also by the players played a major role in the positive results Hamlin is showing. They say if medical care had not been taken even a few extra seconds, the outcome of his condition could be very different. Damar still has a breathing tube, but was able to communicate to doctors by writing.
To paraphrase one of our partners, when he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. Damar, you won. You've won the game of life. And that's probably the most important thing out of this, and we really need to keep him at the center of everything else that's going on.
And coming up on DC News Now at 6, the injury to Damar Hamlin hits very close to home for Peter Lake of Glenwood, Maryland. He suffered sudden cardiac arrest on April 16, 2021, when he blocked a shot to his chest during a game with his Loyola Lakefield lacrosse team. Trainers and medical staff on scene used automatic external defibrillators, or AEDs, to restore his heartbeat. Lake found himself back on the field within a couple of days after a brief stay in the hospital, but only after he passed a stress test and equipment that provided more protection to the chest. Now, despite what happened, Lake, who is now a junior, never considered giving up the sport.
Just kind of like in the back of your head, you do like think about it, but usually when I'm playing, it's not like if I'm going up to approach somebody, I'm like turning away to not get hit.
And coming up at 6, DC News Now's Dave Laval tells us what the family wants to do to protect other young athletes and their families from a similar ordeal. Well, a toddler is dead and 4 teenagers are fighting for their lives after being shot in Dumfries, Virginia yesterday morning. Today, we're learning more. DC News Now's Lex Juarez spoke with neighbors who described the scene as gruesome.
Neighbors are still processing what they saw and heard nearly 24 hours after 5 kids were shot. 4 of them hit inside of this townhome, and the oldest shot right here in this parking lot. It's a scene that's hard for them to put into words, but they were able to share with me what the Ring doorbell camera caught. And just a warning, you will hear loud gunshots.
It was pretty bad. When we called 911, pretty much we came outside and the girl was screaming, saying, "Help me."
Confusion and fear. Shahrus Khan says that was the immediate feeling in this Dumfries neighborhood.
We just thought that she was just hiding from cover, like all of us was in a way. We were kind of confused. But then as soon as she said, "Help me, I don't want to die," we all ran upstairs. We ran up there.
Springing into action, running to help his 17-year-old neighbor, who he says had been shot twice, even though he had no idea exactly how to help.
It was pretty bad. I mean, honestly, I was shaking. I didn't know if should I hold her? Should I do this?
Khan said the scene was gruesome. Prince William County Police got there within minutes. After going inside of the house, it was clear the situation was worse than anyone thought. 3 more teenagers and a 3-year-old girl were also shot inside of the home, the toddler dying on the scene.
It's kind of just crazy, honestly. You never thought or ever imagined in your lifetime you would have something like this will ever happen.
Officers arrested this man, 20-year-old Kenyatta Lee Oglesby, later that morning. He's charged with murder and multiple counts of aggravated malicious wounding. Police say the 17-year-old and Oglesby were dating and that he had been recently living in the townhome. The shooting has neighbors feeling uneasy, especially with stray bullets flying into their homes. The 4 teenagers are still in the hospital. Oglesby is being held without bond. As far as what led to the shooting, that is still under investigation. In Dumfries, Virginia, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Developing in D.C., police are working to stop the surge in carjackings across the district. Law enforcement and leaders are frustrated, and there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming spent the day digging into the numbers for the past few years. And Leonard, There really seems to be some troubling trends. Do Metro Police have any answers at this point?
These are indeed troubling trends. It's been difficult to find solutions. Carjackings have climbed in the district for 5 straight years. But MPD officials say that while they are trying to stem the tide, it's a huge challenge. In 2022, there were 485 reports of carjackings in the district. The most high-profile incident was an attempted carjacking of Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. last August when he was shot in the hip and the leg. And police say these crimes are generally committed by young people who are becoming bolder with weapons. They blame the uptick on the pandemic and kids learning remotely, instead going to school 5 days a week. Sergeant Valkyrie Barnes, the head of DC Police Carjackings Task Force, said police are working hard to curb the trend.
But with the spike, we have seen an increase of juvenile offenders. So, I think, COVID certainly attributed to that, the lack of school, a lack of accountability. Parks and Rec took a huge hit. Their programs weren't up and running.
What's the strategy to get this under control?
I think communication really is key, whether it's with surrounding local law enforcement agencies or with our federal partners like the United States Attorney's Office, even the Office of the Attorney General, when there are arrests made.
Sergeant Barnes told me manpower within MPD is also an issue, saying more cops on the street will help deter crime, and that presence has declined in the past few years. She called it a community problem and hopes parents are also more engaged with their children to keep them out of trouble. Reporting in the studio, Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you.
Leonard, thank you. In Prince George's County, Maryland, 2 teens have been charged as adults for an armed carjacking of a rideshare driver. And take a look. Police found this loaded ghost gun on the 16 and 17-year-old suspects. The victim told police that he had been carjacked at gunpoint. He was driving the suspects through a rideshare service. Well, happening tomorrow, President Joe Biden will award the Presidential Civilian Award to 12 people who defend the Capitol on January 6th. Now, Capitol Police Officer Sergeant Aquilo Cannell and election workers are among the people who will be honored. The president will also posthumously award Officer Brian Sicknick, who he died following the attack. Tomorrow marks the 2nd anniversary of the insurrection.